Assalamu alaikum, Vanakkam, good morning and Ayubowan. Today students, I am going to teach you the past continuous tense. When you are writing a sentence in the past continuous tense, what will you write first? What is the first part that you write? When you are writing a sentence in past continuous tense, first you have to write the subject. Okay, I will name it as is. After writing the subject, you have to write the auxiliary verbs. There are two auxiliary verbs that we use when you are writing a sentence in past continuous tense. You have to write either was or were. When the subject is singular, you have to use the auxiliary verb was. When the subject is plural, you have to use the auxiliary verb were. Okay. After that, you have to write the verb. After writing the verb, you have to write ing. Okay. I will mark the final part as O. It stands for the object. Okay. I will write a singular sentence like this. Mama පාසලට යමින් සිටියෙමි. Okay. Now what is the subject of this sentence? The subject of the sentence is this one, mama. What is the verb of this sentence? This is the verb of the sentence. What is the object of the sentence? This one. Okay. Now we'll try to write the subject first. What is the subject? Mama. It is said as I. Okay. Now when you use I, you have to use the auxiliary verb was. Okay. Next, you have to write the verb. The verb is going. I was going. Next you have to say as to the school. Okay. I was going to the school. Okay, students. Now we will try to change this sentence into the plural. What is the plural of the pronoun I? The plural of the pronoun I is we. Okay. When the subject is plural, what is the auxiliary verb that you use? You have to use the helping verb were. Okay. You have to write the helping verb were. Now we will write were. Okay. After that, you have to write the verb. We were going to the school. Okay. Right. Next we will write you. When you write you, the subject you have to use the auxiliary verb were. You were going to Now the pronoun he. Is it singular or plural? The pronoun he is singular. Therefore, you have to use the auxiliary was. Okay. He was going to the school. Okay. We will write the plural form of the pronoun he. What is the plural of the pronoun he? The plural is they. Now, when the subject is they, we have to use the auxiliary verb were because it is a plural. Okay. Now we will write the auxiliary verb were. They were going to the school. Okay. Next we will use she. The subject is singular. Therefore, what is the auxiliary that you use? We have to use was. She was going to the school. Okay, students, I would like to remind you once again, when the subject is singular, you have to use the auxiliary verb was. When the subject is plural, you have to use were. Okay, these are named as helping verbs as well. Okay, students, next we will try to discuss some exercises. Here, put the verb within brackets into the past continuous tense. I read the first sentence. He blank the road. Now, the subject is singular. Therefore, what is the helping verb that you use? We have to use the helping verb was. Okay, then he was. Within brackets, they have written the verb cross. Okay, we have to write the verb with ing. Therefore, you have to write it as he was crossing the road. Okay, students. Next, we'll move on to the second one. They. The subject is they. It is plural. Therefore, you have to use the auxiliary verb were. They were. The verb is given within brackets as prepare. We have to write the verb with ing. They were preparing the house. Okay, students. Next, we move on to the third one. He. It is singular. Therefore, you have to use the helping verb. He was. Okay. The verb is given within brackets as work. He was. We have to write the verb with ing. He was working in the garden yesterday. Okay. Next is the fourth one. It. We have to use the auxiliary verb was. It was raining when we started our work. Okay. Next we'll move on to the fifth one. The lights went out while we blank. Within brackets they are written as reading books. Okay. The lights went out while we. It is plural. Therefore, we have to use the auxiliary verb were. We were reading books. Okay. Next one, sixth one, I. When you use I explained you earlier. You have to use the auxiliary verb was. Okay. I was. Within within brackets they are given the verb arrange. You have to write it with ing. I was arranging the kitchen. Next one, the passengers. It is plural. Therefore, you have to use the auxiliary verb were. The passengers were. We have to write the verb walk. You have to write it as walking. The passengers were walking out of the railway station. Eighth one, the police officer. It is a singular. Therefore, you have to use the auxiliary verb was. The police officer was. You have to change the verb as inquiring about the accident. Ninth one, they. The subject is plural. Therefore, you have to use were. They were playing. They were playing cricket yesterday. Next one, 10th one, the bus. It is singular. You have to use the auxiliary verb was. The bus was. You have to use the verb with ing. The bus was moving to Colombo. The last one, they. It is plural. Therefore, you have to use the auxiliary verb were. They were. You have to use the verb with ing. They were singing in the ground yesterday. Okay, students. I hope that you would have understood well the way of using were and was. They are called as auxiliary verbs or helping verbs or to be, etc. Now I think you could understand well the way of writing sentences in past continuous tense. Okay, students, thank you very much. You do the exercise and you learn the sentences well and try to learn the way of writing sentences in the past continuous tense. Thank you very much, students.